This is the end of the second stage. Actually, it's not quite the end. The cars have come a kilometre or so down the road here. We know stage 2, enormous drama for 3 of 4 M Sport cars. Grégoire Munster's car here, he has obviously had a significant impact on the right rear of the car. The suspension there's a lot of damage. You can see we're even resorting to using a rock here. The suspension arm is off. They're working on toe links and all sorts of links to try and get this thing fixed and back on the road. As you can see, Jordan Serdaridis, Freddie McLeod, they've parked their car just down the road, come back up the road to help their teammates. We know as well, Josh McElwain is stuck in the stage somewhere in there, and Martin Sesks has rolled. It's been a disastrous stage for M Sport. There's time to get this sorted. They dropped 2 minutes 40 seconds, something like that, in the stage, but they have time, and they've got teammates working there with them, which of course is all allowed. Can't use any parts from any other car, not like the old days, where we would have seen in days gone by cars further down the field stopping and giving them spares. They can only work with what they've got in the car. We can see there's a box there with some spare bolts in. It doesn't look... Well, clearly they haven't replaced anything. They're just trying to move that whole suspension leg back in to get the arm back on there. And so Cole's here now. It's a disaster. It's really tough for the M Sport team here, for Grégoire. But we're seeing great teamwork here. Jordan parked down the road.
And this makes absolute sense, doesn't it? You know, it's a new regulation for this year where, you can't give them parts. So you can't swap a tyre. You can't give them an arm that you're carrying on your car. But you can certainly offer them physical assistance. And that's exactly what's going on. It makes a huge amount of sense. This time last year, for Jordan and Freddie getting involved like this car would have been excluded. But it makes a lot of sense. What we want to see is we want to see cars staying in events. We don't want to see them clearly being excluded, for reasons that maybe we could have overcome. So as you can see, it is suspension damage. It is the arm that was broken. They are replacing it. And they're doing a solid job. It has, as David said, been a total disaster.
But if we look over here, Cole, you can see that obviously they've taken parts off the car.
Yeah.
Look at that.
That is properly damaged, isn't it?
Properly bent. Yeah, that.
David, you and I drove through the stage, didn't we, yesterday? And we picked out quite a few areas in the stage where potentially suspension would be vulnerable. Some very big rocks at the side and some bedrock that we knew.
Cars coming through, bits of tree hanging off them. It's a very difficult stage. The difference in this stage to your usual Sardinian stage, Cole, is the speed. There's much more speed in there, isn't there?
But what happens with these cars later on the road? Yes, they've got more grip because the roads are better swept, but the hazards, the jeopardy begins to appear. The rocks get pulled out, the bedrock gets exposed, those steps begin to appear in the slower corners. That is where potentially the issue may have come here. But there was so much in this stage, David.
But what we also saw, Cole, there is obviously they've taken the drive shaft out, so they get this car fixed. They've got another stage to go through. They're going to be in front-wheel drive. There is potentially more significant damage coming further down the road. But the crucial thing is, at the moment, they've dropped 2 minutes 40 seconds. Not the end of the world. Get to the next stage, try and get through, and you're avoiding Super Rally for stages 3, 4, 5, 6. That's
100% worth the effort we're seeing here.
Totally.
100% worth it. Don't forget, though, as David said, they have taken the rear drive shaft out. It'll be 2-wheel drive, maybe 3-wheel drive. Is that possible? That it could be 3, but certainly not 4-wheel drive in the next stage. It is the longest stage of the day.
The reason it's not 4-wheel drive is sitting in the hedge over there.
Yeah, the drive shaft. Yeah, absolutely. But it's, we've seen this before. Remember, in Kenya last year, a very similar situation with Grégoire Munster having to work on broken suspension. At that point, they went over OTL.
He's now just starting to fall off the jack as well.
And do you know why that happens? As the brakes start to cool down.
No, I think it was Greg kicking the hub. but also the brakes as well.
I was going to give you a wee technical insight that I learned recently, Davey.
I think that arm is back on now, is it?
Let's have a look.
Yeah, it looks to be back on.
Does that hub look okay to you?
Well,
Does
I've
that
seen
look okay
Hub's
to you?
looking better.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. He can kind of lock that.
There we
disc
go.
off.
There we go. There's the handshake between Jordan and Freddie. Now they've got a job to do. They've got to get back in their car. They've got to get themselves composed, calmed a little bit, and then they will. Oh my word! Oh dear. No, that's terrible. Look, the gloves have gone in. The gloves have gone in. I think that's terrible. Let's grab a word with, if we can, a word with Grégoire. They tried very hard there, but I don't think there is much more they can do. You know, first of all, it never is good to see this, and we have seen it indeed before. We remember it's very similar to Kenya a couple of years ago. First of all, talk through what happened.
I don't know, the stage characteristic was quite different. Wide, fast, low grip, and right from the start had quite a bad feeling with some big snaps. And I think something like 10th corner on the stage or something. I lost the rear and I couldn't get it back before the next corner. So I slid wide in the left-hander, and there was like a bridge, so we hit that and broke the P-right suspension. We carried on, but there is too much damage to it.
So what is the damage then? We can see that clearly there was an arm that was broken, that you took out one of the drive shafts as well. What ultimately has stopped you? What is not fixable?
Yeah, so we tried to repair. We have a drive shaft, we took it out. Then we have a compression strap, bent TCA, and the suspension gave up as well.
When we saw you with your problems in Kenya, you were on your own, you and Lulu, but it was good to see obviously Jordan and Freddie here helping out. That's a really sensible move from the FIA, that, isn't it? Even although it might not have helped you today, it's a sensible move that teammates can help out each other.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Jordan is the reason we started in WRC1. So it's always good fun to have them next to us, and they are here as well in the bad moments, give us some help. So it didn't pay off, but yeah, it's good to have such nice people around us.
Absolutely, and I'm really sorry to see you having such a tough event. It's going to be a struggle for these boys again tomorrow, David, and then Sunday they'll be close to the front of the road. It's desperate to see always, isn't it?
It is, and this is the issue, isn't it? It's now going to be potentially 3 M Sport cars, 1, 2, 3 on the first on the road through Saturday. It is desperately difficult. It's that kind of stage.
It is.
We said
we
it was.
picked it.
But yeah, I think there is maybe something in your consideration of experience, because the front running cars, not front running cars, but the most experienced drivers came through there. And maybe it is something in the way that you write notes, and there are so many rhythm changes, and that's crucial, Colin, your notes, to get that ability to go from the really fast wide stuff into the technical stuff and just calmer.
That's absolutely right. I also think part of the issue is that these really experienced drivers, the likes of they anticipate. So there might not be on the recce, there might not be problems on the recce, but they can anticipate where a problem may well develop with cars in front of them. Maybe some of our younger, less experienced drivers don't have that ability. Who knows? Very bad luck. It was, as always, fascinating to watch the efforts. This is one of the absolute unique parts of our sport. We're underneath a beautiful oak tree, a cork tree here in the beautiful Corsican countryside, with a desperately sad scene with some of the best motorsport exponents in the world. There we are, folks. They will be back tomorrow, I'm sure of that. Such bad luck for Grégoire and Lulu.